My girlfriend even offered to help him because she was cleaning the whole house before she had a friend come stay back in like November of 2019. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it this weekend," and he never did. He finally does it like
See what I mean? You gotta have two. It's always two sides of a story. They're always going to paint themselves as the good guy. Mopi, look this. This is literally contradicting exactly what you said. They walked past. They didn't help. What the fuck is that? That looked like somebody helping you clean that shit up. What's good, Jerko Nation? It's your boy back with another reaction video, man. Listen, y'all. I wasn't gonna harp on this situation any longer, but this is one of the members I wanted to hear from. I didn't even watch Jesser's video because I already knew he was gonna say it. He should have been the first one to make a video. Am I lying? He should have been the first one to make a video on this situation. Literally should have been the first one. As soon as somebody said too hype, him and LSK should have been the first two people that make a video. LSK took his down. He was one of the first ones. He should have been the next. You feel what I'm saying? But listen, Zach was also another one I wanted to hear from because his name was in everybody's mouth, but he haven't said a word. I already reacted to the LSK version. I reacted to Mopi, and I think who else I reacted to? There was one more, Cash. I reacted to Cash because he was the odd person out. You feel what I'm saying? He was the one nobody had a problem with. So I wanted to hear what he saw from his own eyes. But now listen, y'all, we're gonna react to Zach's version. I'm curious to see what he gonna say. And he gotta explain himself. We gotta hear what he gotta say. We gotta hear about. You feel what I'm saying? No bias over here. Like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, man, for more beggar reactions. Let's get straight into it, man. It's a long video. Well, let's see what he's talking about.
The situation going on right now.
I'm gonna turn you up because I gotta hear what you gotta say.
AKA Mopi. There's already been like a lot of back and forth. He said, she said, but it's not my objective here. I'm not
gonna attack anyone, man. Get y'all water. We're gonna be here for a minute.
Down, and I'm not gonna make up any lame excuses for what I've done, like I have in the past. I'm gonna have receipts on screen, and I also referenced Jesse's video throughout mine a couple times, so make sure you guys go watch that if you haven't yet. Some of the things I'm going to talk about, there's no way to have a receipt, like there's no tangible evidence, and there's going to be times where it's just my interpretation of a situation. I'm just here to refute the lies that he says in his video and give context to the half-truths.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I love the receipts.
Also take accountability.
You feel what I'm saying? I love the receipt because you can't.
I'll be addressing the T
right
video
there,
too and talk about the situation with him and Los. But that'll come later in the video. So if you're just here for the Tyler situation, you don't have to sit through the whole thing. But I do encourage you to watch this video all the way through.
Bro, we're going to watch it, man, because I want to hear what you...
I'm going to jump into this.
Point out the bullshit,
video.
too.
I'm not going to address
every
detail.
Yeah, I know what
a lot
I
of
do.
it has to do with the other guys. And honestly, what he says about me directly is mostly circumstantial. I'm going to show clips from his video and then talk about them. And I will say some of them will be excerpts or cut down, but that's not an attempt to manipulate them. That's just me being compendious. And if you've already watched his video, you'll know the context. And I'll be cutting out the dead spaces.
We already watched the Mopi video. Y'all want to go watch it? Go watch my reaction to it. It's on the channel. I'll leave it in the description for y'all to watch if y'all want to.
They sent me a cease and desist letter, so I do need to be careful with what I'm saying because they're threatening to sue me. I've literally only said L-hype. And
that's just disgusting, by the way. They still disgusting.
Already sending me a cease and desist letter.
At all.
What does that tell you?
So he starts out here with a half-truth, and for somebody that wants to accuse us of manipulation, you literally manipulated this situation right here to try to make us look bad. Like Jesse already said in his video, you and your dad threatened us with legal action on November 21st, almost a month before this was sent, causing us to get a lawyer to protect ourselves. And a cease and desist is not a lawsuit. We did not file a lawsuit against you. It's merely a warning not to disparage us or
he didn't say that
as a collective. And the only way to have a case for defamation is if the statements made are in fact false. So we were basically
he didn't say y'all was suing him. He said y'all could sue him if he said something. He said that.
Don't lie about us online or in that video, which you proceeded to do anyway, but that's besides the point.
Moving on to Zach, he's just one of the fakest people I know. Like, so manipulative.
He
they make you
pow, pow, pow. He threw shots
hate,
everywhere.
And you only hear
shots
their
in the
side.
trunk, The
And then
window,
once
the
you
windshield,
get out,
everything. You
you
just
can
throwing
hear
shots.
the other side and be mind blown at how shit actually is, because you only hear their manipulative fake side.
This statement's pretty ironic within itself because that's literally what you're doing with this video, trying to get people to hate us without knowing both sides of the story. And I never once told you or anyone else in the group not to talk to anyone or not to
That's not
associate
my
with
style.
anyone. You can talk to whoever you want to.
That ain't
I
my
don't give a
style.
shit. It's not my concern. And it's funny how you attack Chris and call him manipulative for telling you to unfollow people he doesn't fuck with anymore, when you did the same exact thing to his girlfriend and other girlfriends in the house when you asked him to unfollow your ex when y'all split up. Chris's girlfriend didn't listen to you, so you sent her a long message, immediately screenshotted it, and sent it to Chris and tried to convince him that he needed to force her to unfollow your ex because it was disrespectful to you. You did have a much nicer approach than Chris, but the sentiment is the same, and I'm not trying to undermine.
See, like I told y'all, it's always somebody have a side. Everybody is going to make their situation look peachy clean, and it don't fucking that's not the way it's supposed to go. Mopi, let me talk to you, my guy. What was this screenshot? You said he bullied you into unfollowing everybody he don't fuck with. Okay, he said it in a messed up way. But listen, I ain't gonna lie. If I don't fuck with a nigga, I don't want my mans fuck with that nigga. Because then I gotta watch you. What you talking about with my enemy? Now, he telling, and he did it nicely. He did it nicer than LSK. But, Mopi, you sent a long-ass screenshot to Bree saying, hey, I'm really not involved with that girl anymore. So what you gotta be talking to her for? Double standard here. Why is LSK wrong if Mopi did the same thing? Like I said, no bias over here. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Simple. And that shit not cool either.
On your feelings,
you gotta have
if
you go dish it out, you gotta take it.
Earlier this year, I received terrible jokes from Chris and Zach. Like terrible. Like I can't even talk about that.
All right, let's figure it out. I want to know the joke. I want to know what he said.
Like, and I was already in such a bad place this year, and I tell me that I didn't tell them to stop. The only time the joke stopped after a period of time when I said I was taking a mental break and not being a part of videos. Then they immediately stopped.
I want to know. I want to know the joke.
Now the jokes that he's talking about were never made. And no, it wasn't anything anti-Semitic like I've had people accusing me of now because of the ambiguity in what he said.
Shout out to your camera,
and I
bro.
can't
That
get
camera
into detail
is
about
clean.
what he's
Whatever it
accusing me
is,
of without telling
I
his
need that
personal
camera
business, which I will not do. He says I made them earlier in the year and they miraculously stopped when he told us he was taking his first week-long break, which was June 14th during the weekly meeting that we have every Sunday as a group. But I didn't hear about these jokes until December 13th when I went to talk to him in person after he told Jesse that I made these jokes and that he's hated me ever since. Again, the jokes he's accusing me of are 100% not made, and this isn't something that can be proved or disproved in evidence as it was supposed to be in person. But bro,
we would never know. They both can say the same thing.
I said it instead of waiting almost a year and pretending to be cool with me.
Like I said, y'all go watch my Mopi video. I said that. I said if you felt some type of way, I said Mopi is not the person that can confront somebody right in their face. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna take a minute. He's not. Listen, bro. That's chill out. That shit was a little too low, my nigga. Relax. Mopi's not that type of person. So is it really Zach's fault, or is it Mopi's fault? Like I said, no bias over here. Kind of your fault, Mopi. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of your fault because you should have said so. Maybe they would have stopped right there. That one joke. Boom. Over. Done. Maybe, but we don't know the joke. It could have been a joke like, damn, my nigga, why would you say that? That's just wild. Maybe. We don't know the joke.
The whole time. Like, we could have squashed it way back then.
Including making me seem mentally unstable, which Jesse, Chris, and Zach have already participated in. Like, Zach was retweeting, like, mental illness stuff, and it's just, like, it's such a joke.
Another lie here. I don't joke about mental illness as it's something I deal with myself. And I never once tried to make you seem mentally unstable online. And the retweet that he's talking about is this one here that was tweeted on December 12th, the same day that we won the Streamy Award. I first retweeted this tweet here from our 2Hype account as soon as it was posted and was scrolling through Twitter looking at people celebrating with us. Saw her tweet, the shit resonated with me. I figured there were other people out there that follow me that might need to hear it, so I just retweeted it.
I,
And Tyler, you didn't even tweet
I
until
don't,
over an
I don't
hour
know,
after
bro.
all this happened. It had nothing to do with you, bro.
And I'll never forgive Chris and Zach for turning Jesser into the person he is. Like, he's lived with them for too long, and like I couldn't, like I feel pain in myself as a
Maybe.
friend.
I mean,
that
maybe.
couldn't do
I don't
more
know.
for
That
him
one's a
and
little.
help him
That
out.
one's a little
But
shaky.
between
We will never
Chris,
know.
Zach, and
Speculation.
James, like, there's nothing I could do really. I mean, I probably could have done more, but I just have to accept it and move on. And just know I can't do anything now.
First of all, bro, Jesse's only lived with me a year longer than you have, and that was in the old 2K house. And at that time, I was still doing electrical engineering, so I was barely ever home. I'm proud of the man Jesse's become. He's done nothing but mature and succeed since the day I met him. And when he bought his house and moved out, he literally told you that you could live with him when our lease ended in Calabasas. It's like you expect this dude to just fuck around and play video games with you all the time, like when you guys were kids. But at some point, bro, people grow up. He's running multiple businesses.
That's another good point too. I mean, like I said, Mopi and Jesser been friends for way longer than everybody else. So they grew up together. They did all these cool things, played games, and all this stuff together. Mopi probably was hanging on to a 10-year-old relationship. You feel what I'm saying? And you grow up. Just I got a lot of friends that's still hanging on to some high school shit. You know, they still posting, I'm single. But I don't give a fuck. Like, that shit don't, I don't do that shit no more. Like, that shit just don't resonate with me anymore. So, I'm distant. You feel what I'm saying? We're not as close as we used to be. We've grown up. I went my way, they went their way. It's the way it is. Maybe Mopi felt like Jesse just went his way and Mopi didn't.
Businesses,
I don't know.
Grinding, and it's unfair
That's
that
a
you
good
take
point.
that as him not
We'll
caring
never
about
know,
you
though.
anymore. You just want to blame everyone else around you for how you're feeling instead of looking in the mirror and figuring out what you need to do.
Knowing how they talk to like editors and people that are helping them out, and like it's just, it needs to stop.
I've never talked bad to an editor or anybody else that's ever helped me with a video in any way.
We'll never know.
only
The
editor
editors
we've
ain't
ever
say
had a
nothing.
problem
So,
with is this dude here,
speculation.
who's literally a disgruntled ex-employee that used to work for Jesse, but he was constantly late with videos. He was using that his PC specs weren't good enough as an excuse. So Jesse went out and spent thousands of dollars to buy him a brand new PC. Never asked him to repay it, but he was still late with videos even after that. So he replaced him. Then we hired him for the 2Hype channel when we first started it in the summer of 2019. And he wasn't performing there, still repeatedly late, getting us like first drafts of the videos and full videos. So he got replaced again. And it's also worth mentioning that this dude inquired about working for Jesse's second channel again when he was looking for editors this past summer. That makes no sense. If we were such shitty people, he wouldn't want to deal with us again.
I've been
That's a fact.
doubting myself and hurting myself for a while, and yeah, I've been abusing the sauce, the devil's lettuce. I'm not saying the word for demonetization or whatever, but yeah, I've been abusing that.
Bro, don't
nicotine,
use the
and
devil's
in the past
sauce
year,
ever
alcohol,
again. Nobody
like,
used
really
that shit.
badly, and it got so bad this year. And I tried to quit so many times. I tried to get help. You know, I put like this text, and like this is a great example of the kind of support these guys offer as friends. Talking about starting a drinking problem and stopping it, and just trying to get better. And then everybody only has time to just like it, like just thumbs up. Not a single word of encouragement or anything. And just goes back to talking about video shit. And it's like,
That's crazy
okay,
too,
cool,
man.
great
We gotta
support.
hear
And
we
then
gotta hear somebody
we got
else side because
Jesser
that don't
over
look
here
good.
Immediately texted me after once he sees that for me to be in his sponsored video. Like, I hadn't talked about these issues I've been having, and then he doesn't even acknowledge it.
At the end of this clip, he says, I haven't talked about these issues I've been having, which is true. At that point, we didn't know that he had a substance abuse problem. He was just like anybody else that casually smoked and drank. I did do it more than anyone else in the house, but it wasn't out of the ordinary because he had always done it more than anyone else in the house since the day he moved in. Now in the clip, he shows this message of him giving us a heads up that he was taking another week off, and he tries to say that we didn't show any support at all besides liking the text. Now, just for reference, this was the second time that he extended his break. And like I said earlier, it started June 14th when he told us he was gonna take a week off to get like a mental break, take care of some personal administrative stuff, and try to get off nicotine and alcohol. And the next Sunday, June 21st, he said he needed one more week off, and he ended up coming back at the end of June when he made the flight video, and he was a part of a few of our personal channel videos. And as you can see from the date of the text, he tells us this Friday, July 3rd, that he's planning to take another week off. So this was the third week. He took 2 off in June, kind of came back at the end. He wasn't feeling it, so he decided to take another break, which is completely fine. And I already talked to him in person a few times about how he was feeling.
I don't know, man. That one,
and
that's
I let
a
him
little.
know that I was there for him.
That one
if
was.
he needed
I don't know.
help with anything
I
during
can't
the
call
first
it.
2 breaks.
I
At
can't
this
call
time,
it.
I actually decided to take a break too because I'd had a rough month in June. I uploaded like 10 times, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you have to understand I'm in a group. So when I record, there's like 3 or 4 other people recording. So I was in about 40 to 50 videos that month, not counting the 2 hype videos, which are always more extensive. So I was feeling really burnt out, and I kept getting these like waves of sadness that I didn't know what to do about, but I just knew that I needed to take some time to myself and figure it out. And I'd like quickly check in with
Well,
them
that's a
when I
lot
would
of
bump into
video.
them
That's
around
a
the
lot.
house,
And
which
they
was
do
fairly
really,
often
really
because we
long,
both lived upstairs. And I actually
athletic
recorded
video,
his
like
video
real
for
video.
him when
Like,
he played Flight at the end of
it
June.
takes a lot.
And if you guys saw Flight's reaction to Tyler's video, he talks about that day and how they were kicking it after the recordings. And Tyler told him that he had been feeling like really sad lately, and then he just kind of like brushed it under the rug and moved on. Now, I was there too since I recorded for him, and when Flight left, we started talking about it again, and I was telling him how I've been feeling the same shit lately. That was June 28th, and he told me that he might take another break the next week, and I was like, yeah, I think I will too. So when he sent the message, yeah, I just liked it, but there was way more to it than that. And a few days after that, the first day of my week off, I was talking to him about like helping him get a credit card.
Bro, can we get the screenshot off this?
That's one of the things
My
he wanted to
nigga.
accomplish.
I got
during
you.
the break,
I
was
read it
establishing
6
credit.
times.
And we made plans to do it later that day, but he texted me and canceled. And then the other part of this text is him asking me to be in a video with Chris after he came back from the break. And we eventually recorded this video, but it never got posted, which happened many more times because he was wanting to switch up his content, but wasn't liking anything that he was making. So he didn't post until this video here on August 26th, where he refers to this himself.
Something else that I've been up to for the past like 2 months is I've actually been recording videos. I have like 9 or 10 videos just sitting that are not edited or anything. The reason I haven't done anything with them is because I haven't been the happiest with my content and I really want to step it up. And I felt like those videos were kind of failures.
During the time he wasn't uploading, he told me that he was having trouble with motivation.
I was kind of lacking some motivation and I was just kind of going through the motions and I wasn't the happiest with the content I was making.
And if you're a YouTuber, you can tell when another YouTuber is having trouble with motivation. So I would like try to do little shit to cheer him up, just to like make him feel better, or like try to like lift him up or like push him to get stuff done. Quick example, I got a Lululemon sponsor.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Like I said, we got to harp on some of these things, too, because we can't just brush it like it can happen. Like, if you can't separate your YouTube life from your personal life and can't, bring them together, it can really fuck you up. Like, it really can. If you can't really balance both of them or make them coexist together naturally, it can get really bad. Like, I make sure I like what I'm doing consistently. You feel what I'm saying? When I record, I want to record. Like, I'm excited to do it. I'm ready for the editing process, the thumbnails, everything. I'm ready for it. Then once I'm done, post them. I feel really good. I go do something. I go chill outside or play the game or do something to where it's now I'm done with YouTube. Like, I exit it. I'm done. Cool. It's over. So when I upload again, it's like I had my time. I'm not burnt out. I have my time to chill, relax. Now it's time to get back to work. If you can't do that, and you strictly just YouTube, you can't do that. The shit will burn you out, and you will start losing yourself in it to where you don't even know what a real life is anymore. That can happen. So we're not just going to brush over that like it doesn't happen. It happens to a lot of people. And it can. That shit, it can be tough. I'm not gonna lie. It can be tough.
Which was one of his
I never
favorite
went through it
brands,
yet,
where
so
the
I'm
winner
not
of
going.
the video
I
would
can't
get a
say
free
nothing, but
outfit, so I just kept sandbagging.
I
when he
think
was
I'm
guarding me,
just
so
be
he would
blessed
win
that it hasn't
and get
happened
the
to me
clothes.
yet.
And
I don't think it
here's
will.
an
I think I'll be
example
alright.
of me putting in extra effort in his videos during this time and him thanking me for it. This video wasn't ever uploaded either, but it was like a nighttime escape room in the dark. We were having to use like flashlights, and I knew the footage was terrible because you couldn't see anything. But I tried my best to make it good for him and like encourage him. And I know those examples aren't anything super significant, but I was just trying anything to like cheer him up and like be more adamant about holding conversations with him just so that he would at least feel heard.
While I was not entirely open with how bad things were for me, they'll say like they didn't know and I just kept to myself. It's like if nobody, I said I was taking breaks and I wouldn't upload and I wouldn't be around for weeks and like months on end, and no one checked on me for like months and months. And like my living situation, my hallway was so bad. Just everybody walks by it and thinks nothing of it. Like what's going on in my room? And like,
All right. Okay, so I remember what I said when I watched this version. Now that I can see another side, it's like, if Mopi is having this problem, right? He's having this issue. And he says, listen, y'all, I need a break because of this. 3 times. What can you what can you say to somebody that many times? If I say, I hope you get well, bro. Like, I'm here if you need me. How many times I'm asking you, how many times do you actually want me to say that to you to feel like I'm there for you? Let me know in the comment section. How many times do you want me to actually say that to you? Because for me, if I'm feeling down, I actually want to be alone. Like, I don't want nobody checking on me or none of that. I'll come to you. And when I come to you, that's when I want you to sit down with me and talk and, help me figure it out. But I don't want a lot of people coming to me saying, you okay, bro? You want to talk? I don't want that, because that makes me feel like I'm intruding on somebody else's life. You feel what I'm saying? So I'll deal with shit myself. And when it's time for me I'm ready to talk, I'll come to you. So a lot of people is different. Mopi probably wants somebody to come and tell him,
what I'm doing
bro,
to myself
you
in my room.
okay? 16,000 times.
It got so
I'm not
bad
saying
with
it's
my
a bad
hallway
thing,
that it could be pitch,
but
it
it can be like that.
And I memorized where to step to not step on
It can
shit
be like that.
and get to my room. Like, and I don't want to blame my living situation and how I was treating myself on them, but I'm not having it go out there that they were supportive of me or trying to help me. Like, it was just me.
Here he's talking about us not checking on him or helping him clean his room or his hallway. Ever since I knew him, his room was always like consistently messy, so I didn't take that as anything out of the ordinary. I thought that's just how he was.
So much stuff was in my room. It was. I was low-key hoarding for like years.
Now his hallway did get bad. He started buying like hella props for videos, random shit, shopping a lot, and he ran out of space in his room, so he would just like kind of throw it in this hallway of his at the top of the stairs. And yeah, every time you go upstairs, you literally walk right by it, so we would see it all the time, but it wasn't like we thought nothing of it.
As you guys can see, I have a bunch of random stuff. This is stuff that's been bought over the years, impulsively.
But why you got like
videos,
16 scooters?
Whatever it may be, everything that I
and a
need to
fucking
get out of
pony?
my living
What are
space
you
is in this storage
doing?
unit.
We got this unit, yeah. We got all this stuff. All these video stuff. But wait. Oh! We got a second storage unit. Yeah. I had to take.
See,
I wanted
what
to
do
show
I
you
do
guys so I
about
took
that?
out
Like,
all the
if
costumes
you're
and outfits.
I don't know what
But
to
yeah,
say,
this is
'cause
what
now
I'm
you're
working
making
with
a joke
for
of this
making the
shit.
YouTube videos now.
Before, all this stuff was either in my hallway, in my room, or just somewhere around the house, so I had to take it out.
Eventually it got to the point where it was embarrassing to even have guests over and have them go upstairs and see that. And I tried to help this dude clean up that hallway so many times, but he would always say like, oh, I don't have anywhere to put it, or just make up another excuse. My girlfriend even offered to help him because she was cleaning the whole house before she had a friend come stay back in like November of 2019. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna do it this weekend. And he never did. He finally does it like.
See what I mean? You gotta have it's always two sides of a story. They're always going to paint themselves as the good guy. Mopi, look, this is literally contradicting exactly what you said. They walked past, they didn't help. What the fuck is that? That looked like somebody helping you clean that shit up. Am I wrong? I'm looking at it. Am I tripping? Like I said, no bias over here. I was on Mopi's side the last video. I was on because I thought you was gonna give us the shit. But you leave that little 10% of the receipts out. Now we're here. Now we're here. That's
like
crazy.
a month
That's
later,
crazy.
and she still acknowledged it and said she was proud of him. That's one of the only times it was clean until he finally got this storage unit almost a year later and just threw all the shit in it after Jeff had to damn near force him to clean it with him. Throughout the video, he tries to convey this narrative that nobody was there for him, nobody supported him. And I'm gonna be honest, Tyler, I wish I would have been there for you more and helped you out more, and I know I could have done more for you, but you can't honestly say that I didn't try. These messages are from September 27th, which was the night that Tyler told us he didn't want to do the 100 Thieves deal anymore in Discord at the end of our weekly meeting. He had never mentioned anything to a single person about having any issues with the deal before this, so it was a huge shock to everyone, and we asked him if he wanted to discuss it in person, which he agreed to, so we met at Jesse's house. And he proceeded to tell us that he didn't want to do the 100 Thieves deal. He gave like numerous reasons. And he also said that he still wanted to be in the group, but that he needed a real break from everything. And this was also the first night that he finally told us about the substance abuse. He opened up more about his struggles with depression, how he was hurting himself, and how he felt distant from the group. And after the meeting, I texted him, told him I loved him no matter what. And he said he loved me too, and that he hadn't forgotten how much I had done for him. At this point, I knew shit was serious, and I told myself I would do everything I could to try to help this dude in any way possible. Like before, yeah,
I'm not gonna comment on that yet.
It's just different now.
Because like I said, they really does try to paint themselves as the good guy, and that could be one of those.
Hurting themselves, like that shit made me sick to my fucking stomach, bro. And we asked him that night, like, if he wanted to hang out, like, try to make him feel better, but he ended up leaving. Everybody else stayed, and we were all pretty emotional about the whole situation, and we were talking. Jesse made a group chat so that we could try.
So, listen, Cash, like I said, I reacted to Cash version 2. Y'all go check that out. But listen, he said the exact same thing. He said when they had that meeting, and he told us about what was actually going on with him and all that people were emotional. You feel what I'm saying? And he said he saw on Jester's face that it really did bother him. So I can only go on what two people said. They both said the same thing.
Make a plan to get him healthy again.
Even Mopi said they had that little meeting.
I was still living at the house, so the next day I woke him up and talked with him. We had a really good talk, and he opened up even more about a lot. He told me how he felt Jesse and Chris had changed, and he didn't feel close with Jesse anymore, and how he thought James was disrespectful, but he didn't express having any problems with me. And he also told me that he was on prescription antidepressants, but that he never really took them because he felt like they would change him, and he wanted to overcome what he was dealing with using his own free will. I told him that there's probably a reason that he was prescribed them, and he agreed to start taking them again and contact his therapist. The next couple days, I would wake up and go straight to his room and check on him, make sure he was getting out of bed, taking his medicine. We went on a couple drives, put the top down. We went and got breakfast one of the days. Like, I was just doing anything to try to, like, get him outside and, like, talk to him and be there.
Listen, y'all, what I'm hearing and looking at is not what Mopi was saying in his video. He didn't put that in there. Why wouldn't you put that in there? They made a whole group chat to figure out what they can do for you and what can make your life just a little bit easier, just a tad bit. They're going out of their way to do something for you. That's all. Literally right then and there, you should have said straight up, listen, nobody can do anything to make me feel better. It has to be me. That's what you need to do. Because what you were saying is these dudes just literally neglect you. They didn't check on you. They did nothing. These dudes is literally going out of their way to get you therapists, is make sure you take your medicine, take your own break. That's a lot. And I think you was just so, you wanted niggas to literally lay right next to you and sleep, like literally sleep with you in the bed, make sure you're okay. No, bro, no. You gotta take responsibility to make sure that you're good and fight your demons alone. You have to do that because all they're doing is putting paint over the mess. They putting black paint over the scribble. You feel what I'm saying? It's not gonna do anything. You gotta go deep into your soul, take that demon out, and that's how you beat it. You're trying to tell us these dudes did not do nothing for you.
These messages here are from the days that followed that.
That's not what I'm saying.
Shoot on the 30th. It was the Lakers versus Heat finals video that we did. And I texted him after the video late that night because I was thinking about him, and I went to his room to check on him, and he wasn't there. I saw him the next day, and we made a plan to take his clothes to a wash and fold where you just drop them off in a garbage bag. They clean them, fold them for you. You just go back and pick them up. He said he had some errands
I don't got
to
no
run,
wash and
but
fold
that
down
he
here.
would
That's
be back
tough.
later, but I never heard from him. Then the next day, I went to his room again, made sure he was good. I was like, yo, I'm going to be busy tomorrow because I'm moving into my new place, but I'm going to check on you in the morning before I start moving and shit. And like, I'd already been packing that whole week and getting shit ready.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we're getting this part. Like
every single day.
This is good receipts here. This is what I needed to see.
Checking in on him and like trying to help.
Because if he couldn't get these receipts, it would have showed me like, okay, Mopi was telling the truth. It's not. This is multiple
for Tyler, where everybody was there
things
and
trying to get him to feel better.
A 100 Thieves jersey, one of the 100 Thieves jerseys that they sent us when we were like first in talks with them, and he expressed how he was feeling better and that he was considering doing the deal again. We had a shoot with 100 Thieves later that week on October 12th for the House Olympics video that's on their channel. And Tyler wasn't in the video, but he did come to the house and he seemed to be in good spirits. He started coming around more, and we all made plans to celebrate that weekend because my channel was about to hit 1 mil. He texted me congrats and we exchanged a couple more messages, but those would be the last messages until after he was back from rehab.
And Mopi hated this dude. Like, that's what he said. Like, he really like
where Jesse got really
he did not fuck with that
Tyler
at all.
told us that he was thinking about the deal again. He didn't want to do it. He decided that it wasn't for him. And he also told us that he was going to take an extended break from YouTube and from the group, and that he was going to check himself into rehab. His plan was to get sober and then take a few months off, then come back to the group if he decided that's what he wanted to do or when he was ready. We told him to take as much time as he needed, that we'd be here waiting for him. He said that he would make a post on social media explaining everything so that the fans wouldn't be left in the dark. He ended up just posting an IG story saying he was taking a break, and then he texted us this right before he left.
That's how YouTube works. That's how the online scene works. Like, they just block out the hate and just carry on. Like, check this out. These are the blocked words on the Twitch channel. It's a lot of shit. You can't comment anything negative. They don't allow any negativity.
I commented on this saying like that's kind of crazy, but I mean, you can't get mad at somebody blocking out hate. Like, you know, especially if you're one of them people. I'm not. I really don't care. But a lot of people really do care. Like, they don't want to see that shit. It can really mess with your mental when somebody just literally, especially if it's the same people that just keep coming and commenting, you're trash, Mopi leaving too, all that shit. Nobody really want to see that shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's not really a bad thing. That's a preface thing. Some people don't care. Some people do. That's just. Nobody want to see that shit.
You can't criticize when you get blocked and you just. It's so dumb. It's nothing I want to be part of.
This makes no sense at all. Censorship of the people sounds like some conspiracy shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. Every YouTuber has a
like I said, I
blacklist.
commented
Every
on the
streamer has
Mopi
mods.
video
Nobody
saying it was
wants to
kind of
sit there
crazy, but
and
it's
just
really
read
not.
Comparisons and hate and negativity.
Nobody want to see that shit.
Like, that shit is so bad for you mentally. And I find it really hard to believe that's how you feel when you're the one that suggested to the group that we blacklist hate on the channel. And I was told his name would be added when we joined 100 Thieves because we knew people would see he wasn't part of it. And
like I
they would
said,
ask what's happening,
I apologize to Too Hype for that part, for even commenting on that.
We weren't
going
going to put his business out there.
That's not a problem.
So
especially he was one that said, "Let's do it."
Too Hype channel.
I don't want to see.
And you even say later in this next clip that you yourself don't like seeing that. It's obviously out of context, but again, the sentiment is the same.
Like, we want to know, we want the people to know what the truth is for ourselves, so that we don't see like comments, like not knowing what's really going on and things up in the air and assumptions made.
And this right here is the last clip that Tyler mentions me in.
And just more nasty, weird stuff that I saw in rehab made my decision of leaving much, much easier. Because that's a big reason why I went to rehab. I wanted to get sober and decide if I wanted to be a part of stuff or not.
I tweeted this because I was watching the video and I was thinking about you, bro. You were in rehab at this point, and I was under the assumption that we were cool going off the last time we had talked. This wasn't to try to make myself look good. I had no reason to do that. None of this video is meant to devalue Tyler's feelings.
Like I said, I'm not going to comment on that because we don't know his speculation. We don't know what he was thinking when he did it. He can only say
I don't
his
have
part.
any animosity
He can say,
towards you,
Mopi
Tyler.
can say his part.
I got
We
no
don't know.
problems with you. I still love
Assumptions
you.
will be made, and I'm not going to
and
make
I
none.
sincerely apologize if I ever made you feel like you were alone or hurt your feelings, bro. I'm sorry. I wish I could have been there more for you. I wish I could have done more for you. I wish I could have been better for you. And hopefully one day we can resolve all this. Moving on to TD's video. Now I'm going to be quick with this one. Most of this stuff was years ago, and I don't blame TD for making a video. He hasn't really said much over the years, and if he feels like he needs to get his side out there to feel better or to bring hate to us, that's fine. I can take it. Now TD's not a bad person. None of these dudes are. And he really did do a lot for us in lining up the Yorba Linda house. And I never really had any glaring issues with him as a person.
I reacted to TD's too. I forgot to mention that. If y'all want to go check all those out, go check those out.
Starting with what he says here in the beginning.
I'm not going to go, take a deep dive into the group chat and, show, like, gossip and try and take text and manipulate them and try and, twist the story. I'm not going to do any of that. And I'm not going to be like Chris and put text up on screen and try and manipulate them.
This is just funny because this is exactly what you do multiple times throughout the video, just like this next part.
I thought everything was good. And then just one day, out of the blue, I get to call that I'm kicked out of the group. Not only did I feel blindsided and betrayed, bro, to hear them saying they were starting a group channel, which is like something I always talked about with them and something I always pushed for, and they didn't want to do it.
Here's the first example of you doing this. You black out my last name, but you leave the message there, knowing it looks really bad out of context and has literally nothing to do with the point you're trying to make in that clip. And you did this on purpose to further your narrative that I'm some complete piece of shit person. And now I have people spamming me crazy shit because they think I made fun of a Make-A-Wish kid. Here's the full text so that you guys can see for yourselves. Now I will say that even though I wasn't making fun of someone in the Make-A-Wish program, it was still extremely distasteful to use that as an insult, and I apologize for that.
I moved back to California to be close to you guys, and so I could be in the group, and so we could do videos together. These people told me that the plan was they're gonna get like this huge house in Calabasas, and that I would have a spot back in the house.
I don't know who the hell told you that, but it was never a group discussion. Also, you already...
Why the fuck? Why did I know that next sentence was coming? That was funny. I'm not gonna lie. That was funny.
Had a place with your girlriend in Newport.
That
getting
shit
a second
was
place with
spot on.
His brother, so that claim literally makes no sense.
And also, I was getting with the landlord's daughter.
I don't know who the told you that.
I don't know what he's grasping
That's
at here.
funny.
Or what he's
That
again,
is
trying
funny.
to manipulate. So we moved into this house. I had a good relationship with the landlords. They had 2 daughters. The whole family, successful, smart. He's trying to twist and manipulate this story. I never even held hands with this girl. So as far as anything to that extent, just completely untrue.
And here's a 4K picture of the landlord's daughter at the SneakerCon basketball game that you brought her to in July of 2017. She's sitting on the bench beside me and Bree Martinez. She's holding the jersey that you gave her before the game. You also posted a picture with her wearing the jersey and your arm around her on the IG feed. Not story.
He got caught in the 4K. That's tough. That's tough. I ain't gonna lie, man. It don't look good, TD. It just don't look good. See, you can't lie evidence. And we see your little goofy ass right there with the... We see you, dog. We see you. We see you. You in 4K, man. I ain't gonna say this for this about 720p. This about 720p. I ain't gonna lie. It's about 720p. But we caught your ass.
Which is unfortunately now deleted. But if you were a fan back then you remember. She was over at the house multiple times, many of which you were alone in your room, and all of which is really weird to do with someone you didn't even hold hands with.
My nigga, it's cool, bro. You trying to get it, bro. It's okay. Like, I don't fault you for nothing. Like, you cool for that. It's all right. I'm not gonna sit here and try to tell you wrong.
That were mine. Now, I'm not going to say like Jidell's, the bed I gave to Jidell. I'm not going to talk about the fire pit that I bought, because those things were for the group. But personal items, like monitors and, like my weights and stuff like that, things that were mine, they just kept. and they're showing them off in the group video, and I asked for these things back.
Our new gym. This is our gym. So yeah, this is our in-at-home gym. This is a work in progress. It's not done yet, but we literally just got all this stuff like a week ago.
Dude, you had to take a hallway to get here.
I laughed my ass off in
This
this
is
video.
another
That was
blatant
funny.
lie. First off, the only two things in that weight room that used to be yours are this bench right here and these two dumbbells over here. Both of which you left at the old house even after you moved back to California and could have easily got them. You never asked for them back, and when the lease was up, you never came to get them. You just left them there
Bro,
for
you
us
can't
to
sit
deal
and
with.
tell me
The
you-
bench was in the
you,
garage
TD,
covered in
cared
spider
about that
webs and
goddamn
dust,
dumbbell.
and the dumbbells were
I
broken.
know you didn't.
I was the last one in that
I
house.
would have
and
came
the
and
day
got
that
my
I moved
that
out,
big
I
ass
cleaned off the bench and
$5,000
washed
bid
it. I
before
fixed
that
the dumbbells
$40
and bent back the little metal
waist set.
pieces that were broken, loaded them into my moving truck, and I took them to the new house. The rest of that stuff we literally got about a week before the video was filmed. Now, I don't know what monitors you're talking about, but the posters that you say we stole, you literally left at the Yorba Linda house too. The only one you came to get was this rocket poster that you have hanging on your wall now. And here's the messages between us to prove that. When you came to get it, you literally said you didn't want the other posters because you were gonna get new ones, but you were unable to.
See, that's my point. I don't. This whole too hype situation is just a real sticky situation. The reason is because everybody is gonna paint their picture the way they want to see it. They're gonna make their 40-minute video and talk about what they want to talk about. He wouldn't have dare posted this shit right here, literally saying, "Nah, y'all can keep. I'm gonna get new ones." But you said they stole it. You said you contacted them that you wanted it back. You can't. That's why you gotta be out. You
Find
can't watch
another
one
rocket
video,
poster,
man. You can't.
like
You gotta
say
watch
here
them
in the
all.
text.
Because
So
everybody
that's
go
the
paint a
only
picture.
one you took. You could have gotten the rest of your stuff too, but you didn't.
As a matter of fact, I was still in charge of handling, the electric side of utilities until they kicked me out. And I was still
Why
making
this
sure
shit sounds so
that
funny?
utilities were being paid. There was even times where they would text me and be like, "Hey, TD, our water isn't on today. What's going on?" I'm trying to figure out what's happening because I paid the water bill. Well, you need to get an annual water test in California. I'm across the country taking care of my mom and still doing things like this to help the group out.
While I appreciate what you did, bro, nobody asked you to do it. All you had to do was call the utility companies, tell them you didn't live there anymore, and take it out of your name. Then one of us would have to call them and put it in our name. And here are the messages of Chris and I handling the water situation, not you.
You're on the other side of me,
That's tough.
getting kicked out.
This man got the receipts for all this shit
So,
he said.
in your opinion, was this like
That's tough.
business or was this personal?
It was for sure business, but they tried to tie in like whatever little personal stuff they could to try to make it seem less about the business. But it was going from 9 people to 6 and cutting out shares for everyone in the company.
Obviously, this is just hearsay and it's complete bullshit. There had never even been a discussion about shares in the company at this point, and everybody in the group agreed that it was best for the group to move forward without Los, TD, and Mao. Like any decision, it was a mixture of business and personal, but only business in the sense that the vision that we had for the group channel and what we wanted to do as a group, we felt like would be more easily accomplished without them in the group, which again, everybody agreed on.
Show.
I
like,
mean, it's a
gossip
business. I mean,
and
what
try
you
and
would
take
expect?
text
Y'all
and
never to have that
manipulate them and
conversation.
try and, twist the story. I'm not going to do any
I
of
mean, I
that.
don't.
But here's
What
just
do
a
you want?
few.
What do you
And
want
like I
them
said,
to do?
these are between Chris and Zach. Zach texts Chris saying, "Dude, shit's crazy," and I know he be nasty host too. Chris responds with, "Yeah, taking whatever he can."
That's funny.
Laugh my ass off.
I was
Zach then
weak.
followed it up
That
with,
nigga
"Exactly.
say you nasty
Sheesh."
hoes.
Here's another one. Zach texts Chris saying, "Did you get a long-ass text from Lewis?" Chris says, "Laugh my ass off. Yep, gotta love it. Best apology yet, haha." Zach says, "Laugh my ass off, bro. I don't even know what to say to him at this point." I think he's only saying this because he saw the stuff we've been putting on Twitter. Well, that's interesting because Chris also complained about us putting out subliminal messages. You kind of are admitting right there that that's what you did to Los, and that's why he sent you an apology. Chris says, "I haven't responded yet, but yeah, most likely laugh my ass off." And Zach says, "I haven't either. I've already said all I can say like 20 times at this point, LOL." And Chris said, "Yep, I think I'm gonna just say that, haha."
I know the first clip was out of context, but it still applies as it's a blatant contradiction. He blacks out a huge chunk of that first text, leading people to believe that I said something super fucked up, but it was literally just a joke. Here's the full text so that you guys can see exactly what we were talking about. And for the second part, this is the tweet that we were referring to. It was nothing subliminal like you claim. And like we said in the text, we had already been down this road with Los before, and the apology was for not working to his full potential, not for anything he did to us, because honestly, he didn't do anything to us, and he never really did. Now, regardless, it was shitty to even say anything behind his back. I don't know what my problem was back then. I think I was just unhappy with myself and some of the situations I was in, and I would project that onto Lewis, but no matter the reason, it was fucked up. And when everything went down...
Now listen, like I said, we point out the bullshit, and that's pretty fucked up, I ain't gonna lie. To talk behind, even if he's not out the group yet, still to talk about it, it's just, that's just one, like I said, probably young shit, but
a couple years
that's
ago
just
with Los,
fucked up,
and he found out that I was talking behind his back. Wild. I made up a bunch of lame-ass excuses instead of just owning up to it. Now, I did apologize to him back then. Here's the message I sent, and that was the last time I spoke to him, but I don't blame him for not accepting it because the message is literally right above it, where me trying to make excuses. But I did mean what I said, and I want to apologize to him again. Los, I'm sorry, bro. I fucked up and then tried to blame you when it wasn't your fault. We had a good-ass friendship and a lot of genuine times together. Like, I'd be traveling for work, and I would go to Jersey in between jobs to kick it with him on some, like, real shit. Like, a lot of times, we wouldn't even stream. We would just go hoop or, like, chill in the attic. I met his family, who I also owe an apology to, Jake and his dad, for doing that to their brother and son. I'm sorry to y'all too. I still got love for you, bro. You're one of the most entertaining streamers on any platform, and I'm sorry for the betrayal, man, and I wish you nothing but the best. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is the leaked Discord call. Supposedly an old friend of Jesse's leaked it, but it was TD who recorded it and leaked it. Now, TD was at his house, but we were all in the same room at the 2 Hype house on one phone in a private Discord. Why the fuck would some random friend of Jesse's be in a call where we're telling a member of the group that we don't want him in the group anymore? And in the clip, you can see him looking at his monitor when he's talking about it because he has the full call right there. And then he acts surprised when it got leaked on Twitter, like, come on, bro, you're not fooling anyone with that shit. And everyone took turns talking on this call, but it was only Chris and I's part that got leaked because we're supposed to be the villains here.
And I'm going to play audio for you guys that ended up getting leaked. And I really wish the entire conversation was out there because it would have looked a whole lot worse. But we're going to play what we got.
Tight skin.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit look, now that he put light on it to where, like, yeah, nah, you leaked that shit. I could stop it. You did that. You definitely leaked that motherfucker. I ain't gonna
do that. We're gonna
start
doing
it's cool. That's a good move, but you definitely leaked that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Really quick and like.
Cause you cut that motherfucker up.
Large scale. And like.
And just took those 2 parts. Got it out there. That's why you said if the whole thing was out there, it'd be crazy. I'm pretty sure if they say some wild shit to you, you gonna leak the whole goddamn thing.
Like looking forward to where this movement's gonna go, and like
that's funny. That is funny.
Like a part of it. We also just wanted to like come to you. We'd hope that you could build like your own narrative as to how like we're not like together. And then like we wanted you to like let us know like how you wanted to go about that. Like, are you like you plan on? Because we didn't want to like publicly say this and everything.
We already heard this.
Like, we told
I think,
Locos, like,
on the TV video. Y'all can go watch it today. I really did give a comment.
Like,
when I didn't know Zach's part, like before this video came out, I had a different perspective on this. So. It's tough. It don't look too good on nobody's part. Honestly, only the people that's really not involved.
Some sort of negative connotation towards you, or have the fans have some negative connotation towards you because we don't want to affect you on that. And like Cash was saying, like it's not like, and Chris was saying, it's not like we still can't make videos. Like it's not like you can't come over, like can't play games together. You can't text us whenever you need something. Like we're still boys.
This was a call in Discord.
This was probably some of the dumbest shit we ever did. Now, I said that I didn't want any negativity going towards them or towards us, and I thought that's what we were doing by going about it this way, but looking back, let's be honest, we were just trying to cover our own asses because what we were doing was dumb as fuck. It was a bitch move, and we should have just been honest with them.
Exactly what I said. Everybody trying to make everybody look good.
With whatever repercussions.
It ain't gonna look good. It's just not.
Simple. I apologize to you guys, Los, TD, and Mal for that shit. we went about it completely the wrong way. But everybody's doing their thing. Mal's doing his thing. TD's doing his thing. Los is killing it on Twitch. Mopi's going to do his thing and hopefully stay healthy. And I just hope that we can deal with this situation and everyone can move forward amicably. And I owe one more apology. That's to you guys, the fans, and everyone that supports us. I'm sorry for not being fully transparent in these situations.
Why would
and
y'all be? Y'all don't
handling
have to.
them the wrong way,
Y'all
which in
y'all
turn
really don't have
caused all
to.
this shit and made you guys feel like you had to pick sides. And I don't blame you guys for judging me or sending
we
hate
don't pick sides
messages
over
because
here.
on
this
surface,
channel, we don't
it
pick
did
sides.
look
We
really
look at
bad,
the shit, read
but
it,
I just
and
hope
that's
this
it. We
video
move
gave you guys some
on. We move
insight.
on.
But I'm gonna get back to work, get back to putting out content for you guys. I'm gonna start to react.
Oh, yeah, listen, that's gonna do it for the end of that video, man. Listen, is there any more fucking members, Refuting? No, I don't think we got no more members to react. I think this is probably it. Like I said, hopefully Too Hype stop with the bullshit and if y'all want to resolve the issue, just let the issues fade away. Let it go. Y'all go y'all separate ways, do your own thing. You feel what I'm saying? But listen, this shit is gonna die out. I'm pretty sure everybody gonna be on there reasonable. You know, they gonna be cordial, chill out, relax, do their own thing. But listen, y'all, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, man, for more banger reactions. I'll see y'all in the next video, y'all. Peace.